Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ash Kumara at the Crypto Funding Summit 2018. I'm here with my friend Sterlin Lujan. He is with Bitcoin.com. Yes, you heard it, Bitcoin.com. Naturally, this is a crypto conference. If a guy is representing Bitcoin.com, which is hands down the most, if not one of the most popular domains and reference sites in the whole crypto movement, we had to capture him. So, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. Thank you for having me on here for this interview. It should be fantastic.
Where are you from, man?
I am from West Texas originally.
The coolest accent.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely like a news radio voice, is what I've been told.
Yeah,
before,
you do.
It's interesting.
What is going on with Bitcoin? Like, I mean, you guys in your lab, your headquarters must be like, oh my God, like, why is all this volatility? It's going up, and there's all this press, good and bad. You got guys like Peter Thiel that are, saying he's put in millions of dollars, and then how do you guys see all this?
Right. So one of the main things that's been going on with Bitcoin right now and the Bitcoin space in general is there's been this big political discussion about how Bitcoin should scale, how it should grow. So sort of besides the point of the price, one of the things that originally drove the price and got us to this point was the idea that Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer decentralized cash system. So Bitcoin should be able to grow and scale but maintain that essential quality or that essential feature of being cash. So one of the reasons why Bitcoin has been in the press lately, and one of the reasons I believe why Bitcoin Legacy, or what we call Bitcoin Core, has suffered a loss of market dominance and suffered sort of a loss of its overall value compared to the altcoins, is because it hasn't been able to scale its user base, right? A bunch of people can't just adopt Bitcoin and use it right now because the fees are too high and confirmation times are too long. So this is really the drama that is circulating in the ecosystem that's sort of seeping out into the mainstream media and the mainstream limelight. So at Bitcoin.com, what we've been promoting lately, and what I promote personally, is Bitcoin Cash, which is the forked version of Bitcoin that forked on August 1st, 2017. And essentially, if no one's familiar with what a fork is, so when a cryptocurrency forks, basically a new coin is created, but they all share the same same blockchain history. So it's essentially still Bitcoin. There are some people who would tell you that it's not Bitcoin anymore, but whether they like it or not, it is Bitcoin because it does share the same history. And as far as its features are concerned, it hasn't changed a whole lot. The fundamental nature of the algorithm has not changed. So Bitcoin Cash, the only difference is that it has an 8 megabyte block size space compared to Bitcoin Core, which has a 1 megabyte block size space. So the goal of Bitcoin Cash was to create a Bitcoin that is scalable and that is usable by a large number of people, so that the fees are lower and the transaction times are faster. That's the whole point of Bitcoin. That's why Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever this individual person, alien is.
It's really him. You don't know.
Right. That's the secret. So that was the whole idea. Bitcoin was supposed to be peer-to-peer decentralized cash, and there has been this group of people. Granted, there is a group that has more influence over what happens in Bitcoin as far as the protocol is concerned than other people that have more influence on how it works, and this is the core developers or people who work for Blockstream. Right. So what they've been promoting this idea, and this is what the big debate centers around, is should Bitcoin be a store of value or a decentralized currency? Here's my contention. So Bitcoin should be both a decentralized currency and a store of value. That's a big issue, because if it's just a store of value and it loses its usability as a piece of decentralized cash, well then now it just looks like a bubble, like a lot of the critics say, or just a speculative vehicle. So it has to be usable. Right now, anyone who uses Bitcoin, they understand that it's broken at its current place where it's at, with the high fees and slow confirmation times. So Bitcoin Cash essentially fixes that issue and allows it to be used by a mass majority of people. So that's where we stand, and that's where all the media and the drama, I think, is
right
now.
Well, I appreciate that, because we hear all these explanations about, there's going through some changes, and the Bitcoin kind of crew needs to, work on what it needs to work on, and then, who is the mysterious founder or founders, and it's going mainstream, not mainstream. I love that. I want to hear this perspective. Like, I want you to be a futurist for a second, representing Bitcoin.com. just plain English, where do you see Bitcoin going for 2018 and beyond? Like, what is the thing? It's the dual storage currency thing you talked about. Where do you see it going?
All right, I'll talk about both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash.
Yes.
To be fair, our website still covers, our domain and portal still covers Bitcoin news.
Yep.
We also cover Bitcoin Cash. We're focusing more on Bitcoin Cash.
Got it.
So let's look at it from sort of both angles. So I think Bitcoin in the short term is going to continue to rise for sure. I think we're going to continue to see people putting value into it. And to be fair, the core developers have worked out a second layer solution based on the segwit protocol. Without getting too technical, basically that allows people to do Bitcoin transactions on a second layer network and then later settle those transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. So if all of that works properly like it's supposed to, I have reservations about the decentralized nature of SegWit and Lightning Network. But without getting into the politics, if that all works out, Bitcoin in the long term could grow. But if it remains broken, if the transaction fees stay super high, they've been averaging about $20, $10 to $20 now, and that's too high. You can't buy your cup of coffee with Bitcoin with a $20 fee. So depending on if that problem is solved, Bitcoin will continue to rise in price. If it's not solved, the usability dwindles and people aren't going to use Bitcoin anymore. That's the final word on what's going to happen to it. Now, Bitcoin Cash is another story. It's already scaling. We have 8 megabytes of block size, and as we continue to push into the future, a lot of the people in the Bitcoin Cash space sort of have this mentality that Bitcoin should scale based on market needs, market desires. So if the market is dictating that Bitcoin should continue to scale, Bitcoin Cash should continue to scale, then the developers will respond to those market incentives. And that's one of the big difference, I think, between a lot of the core developers and people who work for Blockstream and a lot of other people who sort of take that viewpoint. The idea there is they're going to not pay attention to market developers, and they're not paying attention to the market as much as they are this hegemony of developers. So we have to pay more attention to economics in the market, in which depends on how these technologies, both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, will grow. Okay. So I see a bright future for both if the scaling issue can get solved.
Okay. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure.
Hey, all stay hungry. Stay on that Bitcoin. Check out Bitcoin.com. You heard it first here. The World Funding Summit. Thanks, guys.